Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the T95 FV4201 Chieftain, or as near to a Chieftain as we can get. It's a tier 10 British heavy tank. It's also a reward tank for Clan Wars battles. And this one is being commanded by Awppenheimer. Alongside him is Rapturing and Twisted Rapture. Game on. I say this is as close to a Chieftain as we can get. Obviously the Chinese World of Tanks actually does have a Chieftain, a proper Chieftain, whereas this one is, well, the counterfeit Chieftain, because it's basically a Chieftain turret on top of the American T95 hull. Probably that would have been a better combination, because after all, the turret of a Chieftain is very, very strong, but the weak point of a Chieftain is actually the engine, because it was so often out of service due to engineering problems with the engine, because it was a multi-fuel engine, so they could never get them into operation. Okay, he's got a nice shot there on the Object 268. Was it? No, it was a mouse actually. What am I saying? He didn't get damage on that mouse, but he certainly did some assist. Firing at the M60 now. Oh, Arty. It's a tier 10 game. And he gets a hit on the M60 this time. The gun is a 120mm. She's capable of doing 440 alpha, and he's got the M60. So his first kill. Now there's a lovely 10 degrees of gun depression here, which means we can really use this ridgeline very effectively. And the turret's very strong, but he actually, when he turned his turret sideways to aim at the M60, he did get hit by the GWE100 as well as somebody else actually as well. Yes, it was that FV55 who put a round through the side of his turret. I think you can just see it there, the weak spot. So we've got Rapturing on the inside of us as we go after the mouse. Yep. I can't think what actually made me think that was an Object 268. Maybe it's because I was looking at an Object 268 replay only a short while ago. Ooh. TVP put a 100mm round right to the side for 311. Not good. Oh, nice hit on the M48. Low roll though. 394. No, they're just over the ridgeline. Let's wait until he pops up, and we've lost sight of him. Yes, so the Chieftain is actually a reward tank for Clan Wars battles. You can only get it if you're in the top number of players who actually played in the Clan Wars. So you have to be good in order to get one. And normally when people get a Chieftain, they play against other players who've also got Chieftains, and it's kind of a battle, a ding-dong battle between those two. Trying to get a shot from the mouse. Oh, he gets it through the side. 384. Now you notice how he's reorganised. Oh, got the T100 LT. Now it's 2 kills. He's reorganised the ammunition, put the premium APCR on the first slot, and he's not carrying any standard ammo. With these 120mm rounds, he'll do 322mm a pen with the premium, but he'll only do 270 with the standard. I think because he's trying desperately to get as much damage as he can on the enemy, that's why he's loaded only premium. 50 TP takes a round. That mouse is just sitting way at the back. He's not really taking part. And the 60 TP is out of the game because the Foch 155 got him in the end. There's the mouse again. And straight through his side again. 422, which is a low roll. Can we do it again? Now, he obviously doesn't know how to drive a mouse, because you should keep your front to the enemy. And he's not doing that. And that's why he's taking hits. That one hit the turret, which is tough. Okay, Object 430. Yep, got that one into the engine bay and a high roll for 515. Moving forwards. Nope, didn't get that one. Don't know where the shell went. Standard reload for this tank is 10.07 seconds, and we just bounced around from an M48. Awppenheimer's got a reload of 7.87, so he's managed to shave off 2 seconds at least, 2 and a bit seconds off the reload time. Okay, go for that 430U. Tried to get the engine bay, but the guy moved forward just as he fired, and he missed out on the opportunity. We've now got Rapturing on the other side of us. Oh, nice one through the front of the Object 430 as he comes towards us. And Arty is helping out as well. They've gone up on the hill, or at least they're at the south end of the hill, shooting up over onto the enemy. So they're shooting at a different angle to how we'd normally play. Awppenheimer's now got 20% of the enemy hit pool. Twisted Rapture and the Sheridan did get wiped out a little earlier. We didn't actually see that happen. Okay, Patton, that's the guy who's hitting us. And he goes down to the T110E4 on our team. So I think he just missed out. Ooh, there's that GWE100. Now we know where he is. And it's just a matter of telling our RT where to aim. He's obviously just the other side of the road near the TVP T5051 where he was seen last in Grid Square A2. He's just not passing that information on to his teammates. 6,000 hit points of damage so far. 1,700 of assist. Now where's that Viz 55? Oh, he's up on the hill. He's going after the Arty. And that one ricochets off, and well, the Arty spotted him coming. We need to track this guy. Well, we're going to hit into the engine bay for 376, but I think he's about to find both of our Arty, and that could be bad for us. Nice one into the engine bay, 434, makes him a one shot. In fact, the Arty could splash kill him now, and there's the kill shot for Rapturing. Nice shot, long range, only the engine deck showing really. For him to slot that one in, but he got the kill. Now we've got a Jaeger by his side, the other side of the battlefield. Rapturing's aiming in with us. Oh, he's turned towards us now, so obviously that's put his heavy armor in right in front. And there goes the TVP T5051, gets rid of that problem. Nice shot by Rapturing again. He's now up to 3 kills, whilst Awppenheimer's only got 2. But Awppenheimer's now got 7,000, just under 7,500 hit points of damage and 2,000 assist. So it's a big battle for him. E100's gone down the other side. Now he doesn't want to go down the other side of this rail track, because if he does, he would be vulnerable to the enemy tanks, the Jaeger specifically, as he's moving down. The other enemy tank is a T110E4. Now they've got about the same amount of hit points as we've got, so they're just as healthy. We know the Jaeger's taken at least 1 hit. The good thing about popping up here is that there's that railway wagon that you can pull up behind to have a quick look before you actually move on. And he's doing that. He's using the wagon to his good effect. Just poke over the top. Oh, E100 just took damage. And we can see where somebody is over there. In fact, I think that was the enemy Arty. There's the T110E4. There's the Jaeger. Nice. Right through the side. 438. He's now one shot. It's the E4 that's got all the health. Can he get the hit? Get the kill? Oh, the kill goes to Rapturing. So he's now got 4 kills in this game, but we lose the E100, which now puts us 3 on each side. The enemy side has 2 RT, our side only has the 1. Okay, they know where we are. Rapturing's going across the middle of the map, so he's going to come up behind them, whilst Awppenheimer keeps them busy in this spot here. The E4's going to be watching us. He's not going to be watching Rapturing coming up the other line of trees. You can see where a number of enemy shots have actually hit the front of the vehicle. The thing about the Chieftain is it had a fantastically strong turret at the front. It was so well shaped that the rounds would just literally careen off, and you can see at least 3 rounds have actually bounced off the turret. That hole on the side is an HE round that hit. It didn't necessarily penetrate, so I think that's a bit of a misnomer, it having a hole. Can't see the E4. E4's definitely going to be in those trees though, and ideally what we want is Rapturing to go up the tree line. Enemy Arty's in A1, so our batch at 155.58 can lay down fire in that area. They've got a GWE100 and the Object 261, and he is doing that. Now remember, he's got 3 shots, so he's laid down one. 10-second gap, and then he can lay down another. Mind you, he's firing blind at the moment, so he's probably going to hold on to his shells until he can see something we can actually do. It's kind of a big gap, but he's pushing. He's going to go for it. He's taking a risk. Yep, there's a round from the E4. We know where he is now. And that was a 155mm round, 750 Alpha. Oh, there's the Object 261 he just fired. And we took a hit for 297 from Splash. We can now see the E4. Oh, big round, but unfortunately he did get a pen on us for 673, a low roll. The enemy's taking damage. Awppenheimer pumps another one into the E4. Now Rapturing's got his chance. Oh! Well, Rapturing just killed the GWE100. Awppenheimer gets another hit, an average roll. The E4 pops up to try and get a shot, and Rapturing nails him. And there's only one enemy left, the 261. Where are you? Come out to play. There you are, you're in the bushes over there. We know where you are. 1 round left for of APCR. For Rapturing, for Awppenheimer, and there he is. One big hit, a high roll. Now he's going in for the ram, and he gets it. Oh, they both die. So they get an eye for an eye. Well, that was an exciting battle right at the end, because he lost a fair amount of hit points to that T110E4, but Awppenheimer still managed to get the last kill of the game by ramming the Object 261 to death, and actually died in the process because he'd lost so much. He got a first class tanker in the FV4201. He managed to get a Valley of the Patents for taking out 100 patent tanks, and that's the M46, the Ripper patent, the M48, and all the other versions like the M60. He also got a spotter badge for spotting at least 1,000 hit points of damage, eye for an eye for going down against another enemy and taking them out at the same time, a fire for effect for doing more damage than the hit points of his own vehicle, and a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 10. He did get the high caliber in the end. He did so much damage on the enemy, huge amount. And as well as a patrol duty for being the only one spotting 6 enemy tanks whilst they were damaged, and a Confederate as well for hitting more of the enemy than anyone else on his team. His win rate was 11,299, which is super unicum and a lot more out of that battle. In fact, you have to scroll the screen in order to see everyone that he hit in that game. Let's have a look at team score. Well, look at that, 9,739 hit points. Nobody was near him except for the Jaeger on the enemy team, and he only had 6,097. The third highest damage went to the T110E4 with 5,252. Yes, he put up a fairly good fight at the end of the game, but he was just no match for Awppenheimer. Rapturing picked up 4,369, and we can see that Twisted Rapture got 974 in the Sheridan and a kill before he was taken out. When it came to kills, it was shared between Rapturing, who got a top gun, And the Object 261 on the enemy team also picked up a top gun for 6 kills. 3 kills went to Awppenheimer in the FV4201. And when it came to base XP, of course, he's top of the table with that one, 1,450, the only player to get over 1,000. Rapturing was close though, he got 953, and the third highest in this one was the Object 907, who got 783. And we can see that Twisted Rapture also got 783, so they're both jointly on third on XP. Awppenheimer fired 37 rounds in this game. He managed to get 29 direct hits on the enemy and 23 penetrations. So there was a few shots that missed the target, but he got 9,739 hit points of damage, of which 6,530 were up more than 300 meters. So a lot of long range shooting. He received 12 hits from the enemy, but only 3 of them actually penetrated, and 2 of those, I think, well, one main one was towards the end. The first one was that FV45, who shot the side of the turret as he came up over the ridgeline, and the side of the turret is a weak spot. But he did get that get hit by the T124 at the end of the game, and that cost him a lot of hit points. He also took 3 hits by way of splash damage from the enemy Arty, mostly the GWE100, which Rapturing in the end got. He managed to get 3 hits on target. 3,420 hit points of damage blocked by armor, that's a huge amount. 5 enemy vehicles spotted, 12 enemy vehicles damaged, 3 kills. So there was only 3 enemy vehicles he didn't touch in the entire game, but he also got 3,555 hit points of spotting assist. So technically speaking, he actually ended up over 13,000 combined damage. That's a huge total. 125,715 credits for the battle on a premium account, 62,858 from personal reserves, a total of 188,573 credits altogether. But he burned through all of that premium APCR, as you saw. Yeah, that was a huge cost. And the fact that he was using consumables as well meant in the end that he came out with a loss of 68,555 credits. So quite a big loss, but it was a very good victory. 7 bonds for this being a tier 10, and 2,175 XP for the battle, times 5 for the first victory, 109 for this being a premium vehicle, 2,175 from personal reserves, total of 13,159 experience points altogether. So the Chieftain, yes, it's quite an amazing tank to get if you can get one, because you have to be really good and you have to take part in clan wars if you're going to get one. Let's have a look at the armor. Well, yes, it's very tough around the front of this tank. As I did say, it's got incredible frontal armor. If we just look at the frontal profile, you can see the armor is just amazing. 350mm of armor, but with the effective angling and the way that it's structured, you actually get close to 400, 500, almost 500. In fact, it is 500mm of armor there. There's no way you're getting through the front of one of these. Not any chance at all. The shell's more than likely going to bounce off anyway, because of the sheer shape of the turret. You can see it's very efficient and very effective. The hull is a little different. You can see that it's 127mm impacted armor at the front on the upper plate, but it actually angles out to be effectively 227. Lower plate is 152.4, comes out at 253. You can see the side of the turret is a little easier to get through. It's only 99 effective armor after 94. So you can see why the Viz 55 was able to punch through the side of the turret. Yes, because he didn't have much to punch through. The side armor of the hull is actually spaced armor, because of course it's got skirts over the tracks of the bogies, and you've got the hull armor as well. The hull armor is 88.9 or 89mm, you might say, and you can see there's double spaced armor, and you can see that there. And so obviously it comes out at 147, which is actually quite strong. But here you can see you can just aim at the hull here to get the engine, and it's only 90mm of armor. Rear of the turret, 35mm, very weak on the rear, and the rear of the engine again 48mm. You can puncture the cupola on these ones. It's slightly less armor. 94mm impacted armor comes out at about 156. So if you can aim for the cupola, great. But it's a very narrow cupola to aim for. But yes, your best bet if you're taking one of these on head on is to try and aim for the driver's port area, which you can see is impacted armor is only about 51, but it comes out at effective armor of 140, 150. So yes, this is the weak spot to aim for, or the cupola. You can get through the lower plate, but obviously you need premium rounds to probably get through that. I think your best bet is to try and get these driver's ports. But if the tank is actually coming up over a ridgeline, it's all you're going to see is about that. So you're not going to see much of the weak spot area to actually aim at. Even if the gun is looking down on you as he comes up. Oh, I'm trying to do this is really difficult. Yes, if you even if the gun on the enemy tank is looking down at you, you can't see much of the cupola when he's doing that. So yes, armor wise, this tank is very strong from the front and very difficult to kill. Let's have a look at the modules. Well, Wargaming have actually given us the modules for this tank, so let's have a look at them. We've got the driver in the center, and there's ammo racks all stored behind him in the hull. So there's two, one either side, and then a big one directly underneath the turret. We've got the loader on the right hand side of the turret. We've got the gunner and the TC on the left hand side of the turret, and the radio is actually in the bustle. There's no ready rack showing here. The ready rack is actually in the floor of the turret, so I think that's the turret basket there, but there's no store for him to pull from except the one down below in the hull. So trying to get an ammo rack on one of these is a matter of trying to punch a shell through that spaced armor, and remember that's about 142mm thick, so fairly difficult to actually get an ammo rack. You can see the engine if you can put the shell over the spaced armor here, which you can just about make out. There's the fuel tank, there's the engine, the fuel tank in front of the engine at the back with transmission behind that. So really, if you want to disable one of these, you aim for the engine deck. If you want to try and get an ammo rack, it's going to be difficult because of course you've got to try and put a round through, preferably through the front drive wheels. Aim it correctly, you might actually contact one of those ammo racks inside, but it's difficult. So not easy to pop the top on one of these, but you can get a shell through the side of the turret, as you saw with the Viz-55 did it. You should be able to take out either the gunner or the commander or the loader, and as I said, you can punch a shell through that weak spot in the front of the vehicle and take out the driver. So that's where the modules are. I hope you enjoyed that replay. If you did, please give this video a like. Do subscribe to our channel. Leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. And we do have another replay coming up from Awppenheimer very shortly in a different tank. So do stick around on our channel, and that one should be a good one. Thanks for watching.